contacts that they had, they felt that that was best for the university.
Ron?
Tom, you've been in charge on the sideline before when Joe's been hurt from the coach's booth. How much will that prepare you for this and not having like total chaos on Saturday, you know, with everyone running?
Well, we have had that happen before. In 2006, Coach wasn't here. He got injured, went up in the box. The staff, we functioned with Coach in the box before, and it'll be business as usual on that sideline on Saturday.
Neil?
Tom, you mentioned that it would be a game-time decision on Mike's role, whether he would be upstairs. If he is, will you move somebody downstairs? Has that process been mapped out?
Yes, that process has been mapped out. If Mike is upstairs, we will have someone who, Terrell Gould, Terrell's one of our graduate assistants who will do the duties that Mike was doing on the sideline.
Also, was there any indication between you and Joe that you would speak again before the game?
Pardon me,
I say, is there any indication from your conversation with Joe that you may talk again before the game, either you call him
yeah,
or
once
he
again, that conversation was personal in nature.
In the back?
How have the players handled this very chaotic week, and what do you expect from them on Saturday?
As I stated before, the expectations are the expectations. They know what they have to get done. I expect them to come out and play a good, hard football game, and they prepared themselves. They've worked awful hard, and I would be disappointed if they didn't.
Greg?
Apparently the reason Paterno's not coaching Saturdays is because he didn't do enough in 2002. McQuarrie was there in 2002. Just can you put into words why McQuarrie gets to coach Saturday but Joe Paterno does not?
Once again, that's based on the administration.
Someone in the back? Right here, in front.
Coach Bradley, what do you think Coach Paterno's legacy is going to be?
Coach Paterno will be done in history as one of the greatest men. Maybe most of you know him as a great football coach. I've had the privilege and the honor to work for him, spend time with him, and he's had such a dynamic impact on so many, I'll say it again, so many people and players' lives. And it's with great respect that I speak of him. I'm proud to say that I work with him.
Okay, any further questions for Coach Bradley?
Tom, have you slept at all?
Do I look that bad? No, I haven't. It started last night, and there's just a lot of things to get done before this morning, and I have not slept yet.
Michael?
Coach, when you replaced Jerry Sandusky in 2000, what was your understanding of why he was leaving at age 55 or so?
Coach Sandusky got there was a retirement package that was presented early for a lot of state employees. Coach Sandusky was he was a professor here at the university. He was on the tenure track, and he had the opportunity to retire and get, I believe, it's 35 years. I believe the last year he worked for us, this last year on our staff, he was a consultant. He actually had retired in that summertime.
You were not aware of any allegations at that time?
No.
Jerry?
Tom, have you had a chance to prepare the way you wanted to prepare for each game? Has this caused a problem with doing the preparation that's needed?
It hasn't caused a problem. Obviously, today will be a little bit different when we go to practice, but I'm expecting everybody will. One of the great things about our staff is that we've been around a long time, and we know how to adjust, and we each know each other's strengths and weaknesses. We know what has to get done. We know what needs to be done to win a big football game.
Audrey?
Tom, what would you say to those with the staff being together for so long? What would you say to those people who question how involved Joe was on a day-to-day basis during the past 5 years or so?
Well, coaches, as the time went, Coach was a lot more involved than everybody thought he was. Obviously, he knew everything we were doing on defense, and people would say, well, he would critique it. We knew what was expected of us to get done, and if Coach didn't like it, he was going to tell us, that's for sure. sure. So we were all under the understanding of what needed to be done. Coach had a lot of input, a lot of things we were doing. He would set the parameters, we'd work in those parameters.
Joe?
Could you compare your emotions back in 1999 when you were named defensive coordinator to right now? I mean, that'd be so different.
Well, obviously, very different mixed emotions. You know, back then it was an opportunity. Coach Sandusky's retiring. Coach Paterno asked me if I would like to be the defensive coordinator. And it was a very different emotion back then. I was excited. It was a challenge. This one comes with very, very mixed emotions.
Corey?
Tom, you've been a lifelong Penn State guy. What are your thoughts and emotions seeing this university's reputation really get dragged through the mud across the country, around the world over the past few days?
Well, it's been very difficult. Very difficult to go through this. But I'm confident that we'll find a way to heal. We'll find a way to get back on track, and we'll find a way to come together.
Back on the left.
Tom, you said you were not aware of Sandusky allegations in 1999. Were you aware of them in 2002?
No.
John?
Coach, two quick questions. One, when do you plan to sleep? And number two, are you planning on trying to see Coach Paterno in person between now and Saturday?
They told me to not have my usual humor up here, and you guys know me, so I'm trying to not do that. You make me laugh on that one, so I guess I'll sleep when it's time to sleep.
And the latter question, Coach?
What's that?
When do you have any plans to try to attempt to see Coach Paterno in person between now and Saturday?
I will talk to Coach Paterno again in the near future. I'm not sure, what time I will, and obviously I think one thing about Coach, I know what he's going to say. He'll say, "Would you just stay focused on the task at hand? You know what has to be done." He will. That's what he will say to me. I know him well enough to say, "Take care of the kids, take care of the team. I'm okay." It's just the way he's going to be, and I don't think he would want me to go over to the house. He might kick me out anyway, but. He would say, "Get back and do what you're supposed to do."
We'll take one more in the back.
You kind of touched on this already, but how do you get the players to really focus just on football amidst all of this and with such a huge game? It must be kind of a challenge.
Well, one of the things I've done and made a point to do is that it's their team. I let the captains do most of the talking. I let those guys, they're the ones that the team selected to lead them. I let them do most of the talking, and I think it's their challenge to help, all of us to help each other and get this team ready to play.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, guys.